Hello everyone, it's lovely to see you, though you probably weren't expecting to see me. I'm usually cage fighting on Saturdays. Unfortunately, the club is closed today, so I thought I'd try stand-up comedy. I've got a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. I did try adult education, but words cannot describe the humiliation that was life drawing for beginners. I know they say a bad workman blames his tools, but there are some images not even a 6B pencil can capture. So at first I need to tell you about myself. As Alex said, my name's Sally and I'm married to Roger. We've both been triple jabbed, but I prefer to keep my distance. For example, I have my lunch, usually a tuna baguette and a chicken cup of soup, on a tray in front of the television, so I can catch up on the latest episode of My Lover, My Killer. If I want a bit of light relief, there's always the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Roger has his lunch on a tray in his study because he's still working from home. Sometimes I mess with his head by taking him coffee in a mug marked tea. I always make sure to WhatsApp Roger before going upstairs, just in case he's getting some light relief. He also has an hour to himself most days when I go for my walk, during which time he can release his tensions. I understand that a man has needs, but I don't need to be there when he satisfies them. Roger's like a lot of men, I suppose. He thinks about sex when he's doing other things. I think about other things when I'm doing sex with Roger. Sex with Roger, it's like going to the hairdresser. At the beginning, you're full of optimism, thinking, this time it will be different. Halfway through, you realise you're not going to get the desired result. And at the end, even though you're disappointed, you say, thank you, that was lovely. When they show you your rear view in the mirror. And 6 weeks later, you have to do it all again. I was expecting Roger to be good at sex because he spent so much time practicing when I wasn't there. But sadly, that wasn't the case. So you can understand how upset I was when recently he said to me, "You are so predictable. Why don't you ever surprise me? Dress up or something." So the next day, when he got back from his walk, I did surprise him. I was wearing his mother's clothes. He wasn't laughing. I always thought he wanted me to be more like her, you see, but it didn't go down well. I think it was too soon after her funeral. If I'd known Roger had a heart condition, I'd have done that ages ago. Thank you. Anyway, the ambulance men were amazing. I take my hat off to them. It was Roger's mother's hat. Some of you might think that was unkind or even cruel, but Roger's been doing a number of things recently that really irritate me, like waking up. Having said that, when he's asleep, his snoring keeps me awake. I was thinking about buying an anti-snore pillow, but then I realised any pillow's anti-snore if you put it over someone's face. Now, a few days after that, I had a surprise. I was in the supermarket and I needed the loo, and you know what? They've got a condom machine in the ladies at Tesco. I know you're surprised. You thought I shopped at Waitrose, didn't you? As I was leaving Tesco, I was approached by a homeless man who said, "Any change?" I had to tell him, "Sorry, no, my husband's still useless in bed." But I did give him £1. Roger's not very romantic either. If I want my hand held, I have to go to the nail bar. Thank you. Now, he can be thoughtful. For my birthday, he bought me a gym membership. It's cheaper if you're over 60. Now, I've been going to an aerobics class, and the other day when I arrived, there was a lady standing in my spot. So I shot her. No, of course I didn't. I just waited till she was picking up some hand weights and I dropped some ketamine into her water bottle. Now, there is another lady who keeps on asking if she can borrow my shampoo and conditioner when we shower afterwards, and I don't like to say no, but the other day I realised she'd used up all my lovely John Frieda products I'd got for Christmas, so before I came out tonight, I filled up the shampoo bottle with fairy liquid and the conditioner with Comfort, and we'll see if she says anything on Monday. Actually, I do prefer to shower at home, because the water pressure in our ensuite is absolutely fantastic. So if ever Roger has left me behind, or if I just need a jolly good wash, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And ladies, it's even better if you use tea tree tingle shower gel. You might be surprised to know that I was quite a late starter sexually. It was because I wanted to have the first one to be special. And he had special requirements. He could only become aroused if I covered him in baby oil while he was watching videos of Only Fools and Horses. Then he asked me to dress up as Trigger and to call him Dave. Now, the one after that wanted to be treated like a baby, so I dressed him in a nappy and I popped him in a cot. And then I left him crying with the childminder while I had dinner with his dad. My next boyfriend wanted me to hurt him because he was a masochist, so I slept with his best friend. He said that wasn't what he meant, so I had to think of something else. I waited till he videoed the whole of the Japanese Grand Prix, and then, just as he sat down to watch it from the beginning, I told him who'd won. Now, another reason I didn't have sex when I was a teenager is because my mother said to me, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and I'm not good in the kitchen. Eventually I found out if you go down about 6 inches, it's a lot quicker, more effective, and you don't have to stand up for so long. Another thing my mum used to say to me, if she saw an ugly person walking down the road, was, well, you can't help what he looks like, but he could stay indoors. Different times. Now, she said that when she first saw Roger, but I wasn't put off. Within weeks of our meeting, we'd moved in together, and we were doing the things that married people do, having sex when only one person wants it. Not having sex because the other person doesn't want it. And lying together, silently, side by side in the darkness after sex, which neither of us wanted, but both of us thought the other one did. You don't plan not to have sex with a person you marry. It's a bit like buying some food you've got every intention of eating, and then weeks later you find it at the back of the fridge or the cupboard. It's past its sell-by date. You don't fancy it anymore, and you can't even work out why you bought it in the first place. Now, these days I do my best not to overstimulate Roger, and to that end I only ever serve decaffeinated coffee in the evenings as a precaution. But if I really want to dampen his ardour, I replace his Viagra with laxatives. I will occasionally oblige with a BJ though, because I find afterwards he is much more willing to clean the oven. Little tip there for the ladies. Oh, and another little tip, ladies, while we're on the subject, Don't get your hysterectomy on Groupon. My friend Angela did, and 6 months later she's still picking the iron filings out of her Spanx. Now, Angela's divorced, sadly. She hasn't got anyone to clean her oven. But she has found this marvellous app that helps her meet suitable men. It's called Check a Trade. Anyway, I should be going because actually I wanted to tell you something, because some of you might be wondering, where have I seen this lady before? And the answer is, I am in fact the Kilburn Killer. To be clear, I never actually lived in Kilburn, but I did kill a number of people in the Kilburn area. But that's all behind me now, and they're in a better place. So I just need to say thank you very much. That was lovely. I've been Sally Firth. Thank you.